You're either a collector or you're not. This exhibition has a shortish, longish story. It started in America at the Carnegie, curated by two of my longtime friends. The show was actually put together by Sohrab, Mohebbi, and Negar Azimi, and it was part of the 58th Carnegie International. And they choose collectors from different parts of the world, and I was chosen from Iran. The name of the exhibition, or the name of the collection, was my tribute to my mother, and her name was Laal, which basically means red, ruby. I wanted a memory to last. It's a very, very small part of a very large collection. I've been collecting for the last 50 years, so I'm still collecting. And my collection doesn't just stop with contemporary art. I collect flat weaves, I collect carpets, I collect ceramics. I collect anything that I feel has invention, has something to say to me. I don't think I have a specific taste. Things that I feel are original, things that inspire me, things that I would like to have around me as almost a environment that excites me. That as an artist, I'm speaking perfectly selfishly as an artist, and I think my collection is sort of a self-portrait of what I do as an artist. So it's not the sort of thing comes to an end. Collecting never comes to an end. It just goes on and on and on until you're dead. Hopefully somebody will carry on, or it'll be accessible to a lot of people, and that's the point. One of the reasons I agreed to do this show was for it to be accessible. What is the point of a collection if nobody gets to see it? When I saw it here, I thought, God, people are going to think this is my exhibition. It isn't. It's like 1/10 of my collection. The collection is partly in Paris, partly in Tehran, and partly in Greece. So, and partly in Dubai. I think they concentrated, the curators, very rightfully, on the people that were personal friends of mine, and of a period when I came back to Iran and ran a cultural center and a gallery. I ran a cultural center. I started to program, and as I programmed, I realized this is a really good opportunity to have some of the things I really like and program for other people, to have at least one for myself. And these were mainly my personal friends. That's why there's so many portraits of me and my family. Iran at the time was what Dubai is at the moment, crossroads, until Islamic revolution closed off itself from the world. And in a way, for a collector, it's a good thing, because somehow it's like a closed situation that you collect from. And the fact that it was the cheapest thing that you could buy in Iran at the time, after the revolution. And nobody was buying. I mean, the last thing they were thinking of was modern art. And the moment I realized that the whole thing had shifted, and we're now in Dubai, I virtually took all my artists that were experimenting with me, and I saw a spark in them, I brought them to the only gallery in my name, in Bastakia, and started showing them there. And fortunately, it paid off. They're all now fairly well known because of Dubai, because of the internationalness of a space like this. And I'm really glad that I did what was necessary to do at the time. I really don't think I'm doing anything Herculean. I'm just doing what is necessary. And I'm glad that it's working for some people and that it's being shown, that it's accessible. What I'm doing, the second part, was a complement to this. No one's competing, okay? Art doesn't compete. You just do your thing, and you do your thing, and you have your exhibitions, and it all works on its own. It's not a competitive sport. So I really feel that what I'm doing in Dubai for the second part complements this. There's a nice understanding, and it's community building also. Whenever I'm asked to curate, I curate group shows just to let the artists know that they're not alone, because it really is. If you're very much into what you're doing, it's a lonely space to be in. And if you don't sell with an exhibition, it's even lonelier and more depressing. So I try to alleviate that by doing group shows, just to show that I pay attention, and I'm trying to make other people pay attention. But you know, one of the most important things about collecting is not buying. It's looking after your collection and making sure that it's available for other people, or else what is the point? And the succession. I think at the time when you're doing these things, it doesn't occur to you that time passes and you may live to be 78 years old, and all of these things will start to be part of history. And I consider myself a reference, because I bridge a gap between the pre-revolution, the revolution, and the post-revolution Iranian art. And so I can talk, and it's easy for me to remember. It's getting more and more difficult to remember, actually. But I'm glad to be a reference. And I tell everybody that's willing to listen, if you want to do something good, I'm here for you as somebody who's experienced a certain amount of time and would be glad to help.